Sport Fishing on the Fly is brought to you by Maui Jim Sunglasses. First Tellurium Corp., the future of mining. And Hardy Rods and Reels.
Good day everyone, and today I'm going to bring you a nice pike fly here. Big soft fire tiger color is probably the most prominent color, most successful color for these big water wolves, as we call these northern pike. And I'll go over the materials we need to tie this fly. I'm going to tie it just a little different than you see the one in the vise. I'm going to be using an olive 3/0 olive thread here to tie with. Be using some Krystal flash underneath, just create a little ball for my body. That can be in chartreuse, can be in any color, covering it up anyways. The eyes I need is going to be some 7/16. These are green and red prism eyes, ultra eyes actually, and that's one of the key components on a pike fly, because they always seem to target on the eye of their bait and will be coming to the side to eat the hook. And for the hook, we just basically want a nice short bend hook. I'm using a Beak hook here from, I believe that's a Gamakatsu stainless. It's an offset. I'm going to straighten that out a little bit so it swims straight. I'll do that when I get it in my vise. The really nice soft body material here, it comes to us from Semperfli, and I'm going to be using some fluorescent orange. This is kind of a yellow olive in the middle, and green over the top. And that's your fire tiger colors basically. I'm going to put in one of these hackles on each side, the yellow barred hackle. I'm going to put in some mirror flash in here, the orange mirror flash. It really bounces the light off good. See a little of that in there. And also we're going to be using some Krystal flash. There's going to be some yellow and some orange, and then some rainbow over the top. That just is very, very colorful, very soft. This fly here is going to be easy to throw. It's super, super light. And don't put any weight on it, no beads, no nothing like that. I want it to just push some water, and it'll really swim. A nice soft bait with really great profile, any way you look at it. Okay, let's get a hook in the vise and tie one of these up. And if you guys are into that pike fishing, you want to go see Semperfli dealer somewhere for these materials I'm showing you. They're very, very soft, bulky material here. You can build a nice body really quickly with it. I'm going to come right to the bend. Then I'll bring in my Krystal Chenille. Tie that on. That can be, like I said, could be any color you wish, whatever you got. And this is just going to build me a little bit of a ball right here. That's all I want to do, is get me this will help flare my materials. They won't lay flat on the shank. Okay, we'll get that out of the way. Now we're going to come in here. The bottom is going to be orange. Now you don't need a boatload of this stuff. It's very, very soft. It'll flare out on you. And we're going to, you can taper it a little bit. Tie this in the bottom. On each side there, basically straight off the bottom. Okay. Bring in a couple of pieces of our orange Mirage. That's from Semperfli again, great product. Really bounces the light off nice. Use that quite a bit. It'll kind of hide. You might not see it as much when the fly's all done, but it's in there. You'll see it when it's in the water. Now I want to come in just a little bit of my orange Krystal flash. When I say little, I'm actually going to put quite a bit of Krystal flash on this fly. I like how it looks in the water, and the pike do too. It really just lights up this nice bright fly. I'm going to tie it on the bottom. So there's your bottom. Okay. Now we'll take our secondary color, and the center. And this I'm using, instead of yellow, I'm using kind of an olive and pale yellow here together. Makes a nice coloration for the center. And really, it's not as much material as it looks, doesn't it? It's really bulky. It's so soft. Really nice to work with. Tie that in halfway here. Right on the top. There we go. Now this will start looking a little better once we get the comb on it. I'll brush that out. I want to build a big fly with very little materials. Now I'll come in with some of this Krystal flash here again. Actually, let's go in with our Hackle at this time. Take a couple big yellow or just some nice barred yellowish hackles. These are kind of a pale yellow. That's what I have, so I'm going to use it. Gives you a nice accent. We're going to also, just going to tie that on each side. Make sure we got yellow. You got to make sure you got some 3/0 thread here, because you're going to be pulling on this. I like tying everything down really nice and tight. We want this fly to be durable. There's going to be a lot of fish on this one. The Fire Tiger, like I said, if you're going to pick one lure for pike, I'm sure just about everybody will be shortlisting that Fire Tiger color. I'll come in with yellow on each side. I'll just kind of come back partial. Okay. Some of this will get a little unruly. That's okay. It'll comb out. It'll look a lot better once we're done. Don't panic. Keep wrapping her on there. It'll be good. You want to hang it on the wall for a trophy or whatever else. Maybe you want to spend a little more time on it. I'm out catching fish with these and tying flies for guys who like catching fish. And now we'll take our green, and I'm going to fold that in half, and that's going to bulk it up. I want to just kind of get a little bit of a taper on it, just so it's not all blunt ends. I'm going to tie that on the top. Then I'll just pull it around the bottom here. That's going to form our whole body. It'll come back. I just basically want to envelope the whole head of the fly with that. I'm pulling on this pretty hard with the 3/0 right now. I got it back where I want it. That's good. Some of that flash is going to come through when I comb it out. Now this I buy the big bags full. This is just awesome materials. I got a lot of it, and it's a great color. I use it on everything from dry flies to you name it. And it's a great bait fishy looking material. I got quite a clump of it here. I'm going to fold it around the top. Take a bit of a soft loop. Pull it around the bottom. I've got to turn the head of it there somewhere. Yep. Just got to get it free. See how that's just lighting that pattern right up. There we go. Should have used a little clip. Clip that out of the way. There we go. Now I can get ahead of all that flash. There's a boatload of flash on here. Make sure I got the head tied right. I got my material snagging on me here. Get that out of the way. Now I'll finish my head with the thread. Tie it off. I'm just going to bring in some thin UV. I got some Solres bone dry here. That's quite small. I just use that to coat my thread. Not falling apart on me. That'll last. That'll be good. And I'll bring in the light, cook that on. Looks pretty messy right now. We'll get the brush on it there. Don't worry, it'll look better than it does. I can get one of these. Where's my brush? There it is. I just use a, I don't know what this is, maybe not an old one. I went and bought this in a hardware store, probably a toilet brush. I think that's what it is. Brush that fiber out a little bit. Okay, when I get it out of here, I can do it on my lap. I can get a little better. This just kind of get my fiber straight. Want to go back. Okay, just make sure you don't stick your finger in that hook. Check how sharp your hooks are when you do that. I'll tell you, you can really injure yourself. I'm just checking for any long fibers. Get them out of the way. Then what I use for gluing my eyes on, I won't take a bunch of time with you right now, but I'll get some marine goop, UV resistant, make sure it's UV resistant. I'm going to I would take a dab out of my tube with a needle. Where's my needle? I'll find that out. One thing about pike tying, you got lots of stuff on the bench. I can't find my needle right now. But anyway, what we'll do, folks, I'll just not bore you with that. I'm going to lay my eye on there. I'll just put a dollop of marine goop on there and then push that eye right into the marine goop. And I do one side at a time, and when it dries, I then go do it on my table, my drying tables. And then I'll put another dab of marine goop on that side, push my eye in there, and it'll dry in. That marine goop is indestructible. I've been using that in saltwater flies and all kinds of flies for years. It's been really, really good. So let me just get this out of the vise here a little bit. Now I'll just show you how it's kind of wanting to come together. Once I got it out, it's so soft. And great pattern, look at that. Once that marine goop is on there and dries, I don't have it on this fly, of course, but it'll create a pretty nice head on there and push a lot of water for you. And you can see this profile from any side. It's a large fly, basically hollow in here. You can see through it. That's what that little ball of chenille did for me there. It just hollows my fly right out, and the coloration is just perfect. So thanks again for watching, folks, and if you'd like to get a good pike fly, get some of these good materials, Semperfli Predator fiber, very, very soft. It's going to move in the water, and it holds its shape. It's going to be really easy to throw. It's not going to get heavy on you. It's not going to sop that water up like some materials are, like throwing an old dish rag at them. This will really be nice to easy to throw. So thanks again for watching. We'll catch you again real soon.